Hello my dear children and my dearest parents. Welcome back to our phonics class. Okay, so in our last class we have seen only the sight words alone, isn't it? And we have seen about the long vowels and the short vowels. And you have to know about the uses and you know about the importance of studying the short vowels and long vowels, because the pronunciation makes a major role in English, isn't it, children? Okay, so on this good note, we are moving to the board. In the last class, we have seen about the Peggy the Red Hen. In this story, some sight words we have seen. What are the words which comes frequently? Okay. So, what is the use of teaching the sight words means, as I said already, without only knowing the 2-letter word and 3-letter word, we cannot read any books, isn't it, children? So, we have to know about the lot of words, isn't it? So, we want to know about lot of words. Okay, shall we go to the finding out words? Very good. Okay, so see here. So I have written only the 3 sight words here, but there are a lot of sight words inside the story. Let's mark it. Peggy and her chicks. Peggy and her chicks. Read aloud. Read. So this is also the word which comes oftenly. Read, isn't it? So whenever you are reading any storybook, they will give some introduction while you are reading the storybook. So the read word will come frequently to the any books. Okay, so this is a read, isn't it? So if your pronunciation should be like read, isn't it? Very good. Aloud means should be very noisy, aloud. Okay. Peggy the. Yes, the is a very important role we are seeing from our day 1 classes, isn't it? So without the, you cannot find it out any single sentence. At least there will be a 1, 2 or more than a 1 the word will be appear in a one sentence, isn't it? So the red hen is sad. So what is the meaning of sad? Sad means a very dull. Okay, opposite to happy is called as a sad. Why is Piggy sad? So here want to know notice one thing. Here is a 2-letter word which come oftenly in every sentence is called is. Okay, so it is a grammatical word which is used to support the verb. So if I tell you, you will get confused. Is a word. Okay, so you will learn why we are writing is here. You will learn it on your higher classes, children. Okay, so yes, this is also the word like the. It will also come very oftenly. Okay, yes, why? So why means you are asking about the reason. You are asking about the reason why you're late. Okay, if you went outside for a playing, and if your mom will ask when you return very lately, she will ask you, isn't it, why you so late? Isn't it? So she is asking the reason why you are late. So why means it's like a question. It's like a question. But what type of question? It will ask you the reason, isn't it? It will ask you the reason. Okay. Next, she is the next sight word. She. So the word she is used for a female gender. The she is a word which is used for the female gender. So what is the use of using a she? Why we are writing she? So I will tell you very shortly, children. Please listen carefully. For example, there is a Sita. Okay, there is a Sita. You are going to write a story about Sita, or you are going to tell about a Sita or your mother. You can assume any female, any girl. You may think about your sister or your cousin sisters or your elder sister or your mother or your granny, whatever. But think about any girl. Okay, so you are going to tell about any girl that you have in your mind. For example, I have taken your mother. Okay, I am going to take her your mother. So For example, you are telling about your mother. For every time you don't want to mention my mother is a good one, my mother cook nicely. So you every time you don't need to mention my mother, my mother. Instead of my mother, you can use the word she. She will cook nicely. She will very patient with me. Okay, so instead of repeating your mother or any girl name repeatedly, you are saying means you can avoid by saying she. So she is a word which is used for a female gender. What is the use of writing she or telling a she? Yes, to repeat, to avoid the repeatant, isn't it? To avoid the repeat. So we should not, there is not necessary to each and every time to tell about, for example, my mother, my mother. You can avoid it by using a she. Okay, you can ask another question. If there is if I am going to tell about my father, how can I avoid the repeat? Yes, you can also avoid the repeat when you are talking about your boys. How you are going to avoid the repeat? By telling he. By telling he. I knew this is a very hard because it's a grammatical word, but so although we can, if you understand little bit, 20%, it's more than enough. She is used for female, girls. He is used for boys. So this is the same example. If you are telling about your father or your brother or your cousins or your nephew, anybody, if you are telling generally, or your friend, if you have a boyfriend, if you are telling about the boys, you can avoid their name repeatedly. You can use the word he. For example, you have a friend named Ram. So Ram is a good boy. Ram will study nice. So there is no need to repeat the name again and again. To avoid the name telling repeatedly, we can use the word he. So very first you should mention the name. Yes, children. So if you mention the name only, I can understand. Oh, you are telling about Ram, you are telling about Ramesh, you are telling about Krishna. So I will understand the name. After you mentioned the name once, you can avoid the name and you put it he. Okay, so generally she is used for girls and he is used for boys. Okay, if you are not understanding, so it's not at all a problem. You just think she is used for girls and he is used for boys. Okay, so next word is has. Next word is has. So has is also a grammatical word. We cannot explain. If I keep on explaining where to use, how to use, I know you cannot understand, because when you are growing, automatically you study what is the need and why we are putting a has. Now generally know about the word ha, has, has. Ha, has. It's a word. Okay, so it will it's a very meaning. What means, a very simple meaning is, it's like a have. I have a car. So this is also, you can use it instead of have. I has a car, I has a bike. So this is like literally the same like have. Next, lost. So lost is a not, you cannot find it any frequently, but it's a word. So lost means you have missed something, is called as a lost. So next is her. So this is also the word will repeatedly, you can see here her. So this is also the grammatical word which is used for a female gender, which is used for the female gender. Okay, next one, but, B-U-T, but. You are telling another reason. You are telling yes, it is possible, but there will be some problem. You are explaining, even though it is acceptable or even though it is a positive, you are telling us some negative, means you can use a but. Okay, you not understand, leave it. This is a but. This is a word but. Okay, this is a word but. For example, your mother is giving some vegetables to you. So you are telling, yes, it's a healthy, but I don't like it. So what is that meaning? Why you are using but? Yes, you know something, but even though you have some neglect, you are neglecting something, means you can use the word but. Okay, so this is a but. This is also the word which come frequently in any books. Okay, next word is, I'm going to teach you there. Next word is there. So there is used to mention the place. Okay, next word which you can see frequently, the word is called are. A-R-E-R. So this is also grammatical word. So generally I want to mention, tell the meaning, means you can use wherever you find it out the plural forms. That is, wherever you are finding a plural forms, you can use it the word are. Okay, for example, you are seeing a more than one goat, you can use are. Okay, the goats are beautiful. The goats are beautiful. If you are seeing a more than one are, you can if you are seeing the goats, more than one goats, you can use the are form, isn't it? There are 4 goats. So more than one thing, you can use the word are. So generally the are is used for plural forms. So next, the word which come frequently means do. Do. D-O, do. So do means you are doing. So do the work. Do playing. So do means you just used to do something. So it's called a do. Next, the word is called as a not. N-O-T, not. So you also combine the two words, do and not, do not. So do not means you should not do this, and also it have a individual meaning. So do have a individual meaning and not have a individual meaning. So not means you're not agreeing. You're not agreeing is called as a not. Okay, so these are the very frequently word we have seen in the story 1 and 2.